So guys, this week we are going to cover something big. It's bigger than it looks. Just trust me on this one. In a couple of weeks, May 31st, we're having our open house here. It's going to be from 11 o'clock in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. Stop by, check out the cab over that we redid, check out the W990. That is the featured truck of our open house. And on top of that, there are Swenson's Burgers going to be here. And if you've ever had a Swenson's Burger, you know what I'm talking about. So, by all means, make sure that you guys are in the area for that. Make sure that you stop by and say hi. So, we've got an interesting truck today. Let's go check it out. Guys, what we have here is a 2019 Kenworth T370. This one's set up as a municipal truck, but there's a lot of different applications that you can use this for. So let's dive into some of what makes this unique and why you want to be in this truck. Now, I said this truck is big, and we're going to get to that in a minute. One of the ways that this truck is not big is wheelbase. Centerline to centerline, we've only got 153 inches. Now the big reason for that, when you're trying to turn around at the end of a cul-de-sac, when you're trying to plow a driveway, when you're doing anything like that, turning radius is key. And when you look at the wheel cut that this thing has, it does better than some compact cars. So since we're talking about wheelbase, let's get into wheels and tires. It's got Goodyears on both ends as well as Alcoa 22.5-inch wheels. They are Durabrite wheels. Now I know when you're running, whether it's municipalities or landscaping or anything of that nature, fast maintenance is a key. You also want to make sure that you look good. The Alcoa Durabrites do just that for you. A little bit of soap, a little bit of warm water, they will clean right up and get back to looking good. So this auger feeds this spreader. Sounds pretty simple, right? It is, and it's easy to control. Now when I say control, when you go up into the front of the cab there's actually full controls that let you know exactly how much salt, how much sand, or how much cinder you're putting down on the road. It's a great way to make sure that your salt goes as far as you can get it to. Up front, the plow mount. This truck doesn't include a plow, but we can make it so it does. Henderson did a great job of preserving the Kenworth grille. I mean, that's a key component here. You don't want any plastic up front. So guys, I mentioned before that there was a spot where we're going to get to how big this truck is. This is a PACCAR PX9. Has 350 horsepower, has 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. Remember a time when tractors didn't have that much, and they're going down the road at 80,000 pounds. This, quite a bit less, and yet you've got the grunt to move it on down the road just fine. So the big stuff doesn't stop with just the engine. We've got stuff like a second power steering gearbox on this. This truck, 16,000 pound front axle on it. Once again, big, heavy duty stuff. So off the back of that PX9 is a 3000 RDS Allison transmission. It's a 6-speed, so that way if you gotta use the highway to get someplace, you can actually do that in this truck. Into the driveline, we go into a 614 rear end. This is a 23,000 pound rear end with a Rayco 23,000 pound sprung suspension to it. So something else that Kenworth just does an amazing job of, no matter which truck it is making it easy for the driver and easy for maintenance. And one of the ways that happens is change your cabin filter, check it. Pull the rubber. Done, right there. Super easy way to keep the inside of your truck clean. So now's always one of my favorite parts of these trucks. It's the interior. And I think that's in part just because of how well laid out they really are. The gauges are set up over here, and I mean, we've got our standard gauges, primary and secondary air, things of that nature. The tach and speedo are in front of us, fuel gauge over here, def gauge. The switches are all here. The switch for the locker is here. That is a locking differential. This truck has cruise control. It's just a comfortable, well laid out truck. When you look over on the door panel, we've got the window switches. It's got power windows for both driver and passenger, heated power mirrors. On top of that, we've got a really slick setup that, I mean, it's a secondary armrest essentially. That's the controls for all of your plow and the bed and things of that nature. This is all electric over hydraulic. So this is super simple. I mean, just push the button, move the joystick a little bit. There's no wrenching anything around or anything like that. In the same sense, this module works in conjunction with the truck. So that way, whatever you're spreading, whether it be salt, sand, or cinders or whatever, can be controlled by ground speed. The faster you're able to go, the more it starts tossing out the back. You can adjust the rate of that also, so that way you know exactly how much you're putting down, and whether you're going 35 or 55, you're going to get a consistent amount on the road. That's something a lot of others don't have. The job of this truck is getting out and making travel easier for others. There's a lot of really great stuff in here that makes that easier for you. As I alluded to in the beginning, big truck, little truck, there's a lot of things different with this. One thing that you always have to look at though is sometimes you just got to take a few steps back. It really starts to put things into perspective. You may not realize it, but we all owe a debt of gratitude to this truck right here. Because this is the type of truck that when the weather turns bad, this is the one that's out there making sure that you can get home or you can get your load delivered on time. If you're one of the guys that runs one of these trucks, this truck's set up to make sure that you're comfortable for when those long winter storms hit, you can hang with them. As always, I'd love to hear your experiences or get your feedback on this truck or the video or anything like that. By all means, please put that in the comments below. I've had some great interactions recently. That's truly one of my favorite parts about all this. So let's see what you got on this one. Do me a favor too, make sure you're subscribed, ring the notifications bell because you're just obliged to, right? As always, give me the thumbs up if you think this deserved it. Stay safe out there, keep it rubber side down. I'll catch you on the flip side.